Hi guys, so today I'm here with an unboxing, but I also just want to have a little chat about this group and this album before I show you what the packaging is like, because it is an album that means a lot to me, and it should have really gone in my nostalgia tag, but I completely forgot. And I also had planned on doing it for International Unboxing Day, and yeah, things happened, and I just, time passes and life is like that. But so I'm just going to talk a bit about the group first, and then I'll do like the unboxing after. So if people just want to see the unboxing, they can just go ahead and skip to wherever it will be. I'll leave the time in the description box. But the album that I'm going to show you is Supreme Team Supremier, and this is their first full-length album. It is a very old album. It was released in 2010, and it was like right about when I got into K-pop, I guess. Not long after, or sorry, not long before. And Supreme Team, I found out about them very early on in my K-pop days. Like, I had just got into K-pop and I was watching this variety show, which some of you may know. It's quite an old one, and they only did it for like one season. I guess they didn't have the viewers, but it was called Oh My School, and it was really, really funny. And well, at least in the beginning, when it had, like the original kind of setup and the cast, um, like the regular cast before they started changing it around a bit. But it was a really, really fun show, and this is where I got to know of Simon D. I had originally started watching it, of course, because Shiny's Mino is in it. But also there was like Hongi was there from FT Island, and he was a familiar face for me because what kind of led me into K-pop was watching the You're Beautiful drama, so I knew him from there. And there was Simon D, there was Enyak as well for the first couple of episodes from Super Junior. Heechul appeared for one episode, which is hilarious. I'll probably link it down below if I can find it. There was like Min from Miss A, Hyosung from Secret, as well as many others that kind of come into it a bit later on. Onyu's appeared on it before as well. But yeah, so I first knew of Simon D, and then through like I really, really liked Simon D. I thought he was so funny, and that kind of got me curious, and I had a bit of like a Google search and found out he was part of a hip hop duo called Supreme Team. And the first song that I heard by them is probably one of their most famous songs, I guess. It was Ding Ding Ding. And this was just my gateway to the hip hop, the Korean hip hop scene. And they started it all for me because of Supreme Team. I got to know of so many other K hip hop artists, and it kind of like reignited my love for hip hop and R&B. Of course, it's always been underlying. Ever since I was young, I've liked all kind of genres of music, but I guess everyone's the same, where you kind of go through phases. But yeah, I just feel like this really brought back my love for the genre in general. And as I said, because of Supreme Team, I got to know so many amazing K hip hop artists. Like, because of them, I got to know Binzino. Because of them, I got to know Doki. Through Supreme Team, I got to know Tableau, which also led me to Epic High, because like I knew of Tableau and I knew of Epic High, but for some reason I didn't make the connection that Tableau was part of Epic High. I thought Tableau was like a solo artist. And yeah, and of course, Zion T as well. Simon D and Zion T are really good friends. And Primary as well, which Primary as well, through Supreme Team, I got to know Primary, and then through Primary, that just kind of opened like a whole load of other doors. So many other artists. So I'm really, really grateful to them for that. They got me into it. Back in 2013, they released a single called Stay the Way You Are, I think, or uh, you're fine the way you are. Something, it translates to something like that. And that was featuring Crush. So again, that was like as well the first time that I'd heard of Crush. They introduced me to Crush. And unfortunately, that turned out to be the last single that they would put out. This single was meant to be in anticipation of an album that they were going to be releasing, and I remember checking the K-pop websites every day for pre-orders because I was so excited to be here finally for a Supreme Team comeback. And then came the news that E-Sense had left Amoeba Culture, and that was really sad. I was really disappointed. I guess that was like kind of my first experience of a K-pop breakup, I guess. Luckily, all the groups that I've liked so far, nothing bad has happened in that sense. But Stay the Way You Are was such a good song, and it had me so excited for their full album, but it just wasn't meant to be, and there's still kind of some discord between E-Sense and Gecko, and that was kind of intensified back in 2014 when they had this kind of like diss match, which got way too out of hand. I don't think more so on the E-Sense and Gecko part, because I feel like what they were saying was they had like a genuine kind of problem. Whether they had to air it like that, out like that, I don't know. But, you know, there was just unnecessary people getting involved. Like Simon D got dragged into it too, and Swings just had to go home. No. But, you know, who knows if Supreme Team will ever be again. I would love for them to make a comeback, but you know, they're kind of doing their own thing. Simon D is doing really good for himself. He is now co-CEO of AOMG, and E-Sense, well, unfortunately E-Sense is in prison for marijuana use, which I just think is like, whatever. Gonna put someone in jail for that. But what I really love though is that throughout everything that's happened, that the boys seem to have a really, really good bond, and they always have done since day one. But it's just really heartwarming to see that despite people kind of trying to get in the middle of it and cause like friction between them, they know their own selves. Simon D has always said that E-Sense is like his own blood brother, and you know, Simon D dotes on E-Sense. He's a really good young, not just to E-Sense, but even to the boys over in AOMG. And, you know, there's like the second verse of a song that Simon D brought out last year, which is Simon Dominic, and he kind of talks about his early days with Supreme Team. And in particular, there's like this one line that I just always remember. And it's when he talks about E-Sense, and he says, "Remember my name and E-Sense, we're a team forever." And that just really warmed my heart. But yeah, and also Simon D played a very, very important part in my life, in which he is the one that made me absolutely love the Satori. Oh my god. It was the first time I heard it, like when he spoke in it on Oh My School, and I was just so intrigued by it, and I thought it just sounded amazing. And oh my god, Bangtan have like 5 out of 7 members that are from the south, so it's like all the Satori. Oh, anyway, let's not get off track here. So this is their first full-length album, Supremier, and it was released back in 2010. As you can see, it has some really cool fan art, well, album art, not fan art, but, and you might be able to see some famous faces, some faces that you recognize. I'll get you some on this side too. which I think is really quite funny. And it has this little band thing on it for a reason, of course. However, it has damaged my album a bit. But in saying that, I don't think it's necessarily the fault of the band, but more of the way that I had it stored, because at one point I had to like kind of stack the albums on top of each other, and I think it, you know, the weight just dug it in a bit much more than what I would have liked to. And yeah, so this is the spine, and this is the track list, and we have 14 tracks, which include 2 solos, an intro, a skit, and a interlude. And there's also like a lot of good featurings on here too. I think that the concept that they did with this album is really quite cool. So we open it up and we have things here, which is why we needed the band. And again, we have this album art with some more K-hip hop artists. And this is the disc. And yeah, the same photo. So let me just put that to the side and bring in this. So these are like photo card type things. They're just obviously they're a bit bigger than photo cards, but they don't have anything on the back of them, and there are, I think, 6 altogether, if I remember right. Yep. And then we have this, which I think is really, really cool. It says the Supremier Big 8 ticket, and it's kind of designed like a theme park ticket. And I'm not too sure what this number means. I would imagine it could possibly mean like the number of the album, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for definite. Yeah. Which, I mean, it's like not anything useful, but I just think it's really nice to have in keeping with the theme of the album. Which again, here we have a map like you would get when you're at a theme park of all the different sections. So yeah, and then these have like on the side they've got like the tracks and the credits, so like lyrics and composed by, etc. And then, so yeah, it just kind of looks like that. Which again, like I said, I think is really cool. And then on this side we have lyrics as well as some pictures. This one is so funny. So here we have all the lyrics, and then down here we have the staff credits. So yeah, I mean, it's not much to show, but as far as a K-hip hop album goes, it's a lot more than what you'd usually get, I'd say. Oh well, I actually managed to fold it up correctly. Normally it takes me like about 5 tries before I can do it. But yeah, so this is their Supremier album. I would like to get the rest of their albums. I don't think they have many, although I am pretty annoyed with myself because I actually found, just by chance, a digital copy of the single I was talking to you about earlier, the one before they broke up, the one that's featuring Crush, and it was on the Japanese auctions for like quite a cheap price, and I kind of just, I saved it and I was like, okay, I'll go back to it when I've got like a bit more money and I can buy it. And I didn't think that anyone would buy it, and then the next time I went, it was sold and I was so sad. But yeah, so I think they just have like a repackage of this album and a mini album before that. And they have this other kind of album, but I think it's like a duet album that they did with someone. But who knows? So yeah, that was my talk about Supreme Team / my unboxing. I feel happy now that I've done that. Happy that I got to talk about them a bit. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.